Thank you, Madam Chairperson. I request a few more minutes, Madam. Being an youth representative, I request few more minutes, Madam. I take this opportunity, ma'am, to raise the fate of sports in our country. Firstly, we need to understand what is plaguing sports in our country. Madam, I can deliberately say that nepotism and the group politics is been completely burning the sports industry in our country, ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to ask the sports minister through you, ma'am, do we have the world-class infrastructure or do we have the world-class trainers? Then how can we expect medals, especially when in terms of Olympics, ma'am? Ma'am, can India ever dream of being a #1 in Olympics, ma'am? Forget about achieving it. Can India at least dream of it, dreamt of it? Ma'am, of course, I do understand we have improved a lot in the recent times. In the last Olympics, perhaps we have achieved 7 medals. But we need to do revolutionary measures in terms of improving sports in our country, ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to give a fair example. I wanted to quote the epic, the great Mahabharata, ma'am. In Mahabharata, once Dronacharya, the guru of both Pandavas and Kauravas, once he has went to the forest and taken the Pandavas and Kauravas there, and he placed one wooden bird on the top of the tree. And he asked the elder one, Dharmaraj, he asked the Dharmaraj to aim the eye of the bird with the arrow and bow. He has given it. And he aimed it. By the time the Dronacharya has asked him, what could you see? He told, I could see the bird. And he asked again, what could, again you can see more? And he told, I could see the trees, flowers and everything. And he asked to release the arrow. And he failed it. And later stage, Duryodhan came, the same thing was happened. And eventually Arjuna came there and Arjuna aimed at the bird. And Dronacharya has asked him, what could you see? I could see the eye. And what else could you see? I could only see the eye. And he asked to release the arrow. There he achieved the target. So what could we understand about the moral of the story? It's pure dedication, pure determination, pure concentration. Likewise, ma'am, the government should take a proactive measures in aiming and achieving the world-class superpower in sports. Ma'am, in population-wise, we are second largest in the world. Ma'am, in the economy-wise, I think perhaps we are 5th or 6th biggest economy. And in area-wise, we are 7th largest. But when it comes to the sports industry, we are hovering around about 48th or 50th rank. Ma'am, we need to be very aggressive because if India really wants to be as a superpower in the world, definitely there should be a revolutionary measures to be taken. Ma'am, I wanted to quote that one of the honorable members in this August House, I heard that Madam Hema Malini ji has raised an interesting question in this House. Ma'am, she has asked the minister in the question hour, do government have any plan to set up and encourage a dedicated sport which is famous in their respective states? Say the football is famous in Bengal and hockey is famous in Punjab, likewise badminton in Andhra Pradesh. If a particular sport is centrally located in that particular state, if the government can encourage it, the sports lovers will frequently travel to that particular state, and also in a way the tourism sector will also complement, and there will be a lot of cultural exchange and in a way the lot of revenue in the form of different avenues like the branding, advertisement, this all will improve, ma'am. Ma'am, I'll give one more fair example of Michael Phillips, ma'am. The entire house, rather the whole world must be knowing about him. He is the most decorated Olympian in the history of Olympics, ma'am. He bagged 28 medals. 28 medals in Olympics, out of which 23 are gold. Ma'am, give me 2 more minutes. Can India dream of this? Can any Indian dream of this, ma'am?
1 minute.
It is not just happened just because only on practice. It needs a lot of sacrifice, dedication, commitment, and meticulous planning. Ma'am, apparently, I heard, I read in one book, ma'am, he used to spend half of his day in the water, ma'am. It is not that easy, ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to ask through you to the minister, ma'am, how many temperature-operated swimming pools do we have in our country? How many world-class or Olympic standard swimming pools do we have, ma'am? Hardly on fingertips, if it is so, 1, 2, 3. How can swimmers practice in winter and in monsoon season, ma'am? How can we expect wonders to happen? It cannot be happened, ma'am. Ma'am, in the water sport division, there are more than 60 medals in the Olympics. Ma'am, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute, ma'am. Ma'am, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Ma'am, in the water division, we are having round about more than 60 medals in the Olympics, ma'am. If it is gold, silver, bronze, there is round about 180 medals. So how many can India achieve if we don't have a world-class infrastructure? Ma'am, I wanted to, if we ask for the government of India deliberately says that the sports is the state subject. Then is it not the pride of our country, ma'am?